This video, just like this gameplay footage, is subject to final polish. Don't worry, I might fix it later. And not to leave anyone hanging around, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming out next year, 2025, February 11th. Yay, we'll see. I mean, they did say it was supposed to come out 2024 this year sometime, but you know, delays happen and all that stuff, so what can we expect? But what you can get right now is about a 25-minute gameplay video that Warhorse released, and it's on their YouTube channel. It's pretty good. Check it out if you want to see. That's kind of where I've been using some of the footage throughout this entire video while I talk.
The Holy Roman Empire, 1403.
So a lot of time, game graphics to people don't really matter too much, but it's something that we should talk about. It's been 6 years since the last game. This time, we're going to the big, large city, Gutenberg.
Don't forget about Gutenberg.
It's what we've all been waiting for, and I could see lots of locations already where Henry's going to hit his head and fall off his horse, like just within the first 20 seconds of this whole preview. But you could see here that the graphics have improved quite a bit. Like the water textures down there looks good, wall textures, people look a lot better. You could see that there's been improvements here and there. The only thing that kind of worries me graphical wise, it looks like they really ripped out a lot of the old assets they had from Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. There's a lot of things that I kind of see that exist in the old game, so it looks like they're just built upon the old model quite a bit and kind of spruced it up, which there's nothing wrong with that for sure. You know, you some of the stuff you see here looks new and you can kind of see it, and then some of the stuff you see out there kind of looks a little bit dated. And the other thing to remember, that all these previews they had for the gameplay, I want to say they were using a 490 graphics card, like a NVIDIA 490. So this is not what we should expect to see on a PS5 or an Xbox, or even a lot of PCs that can't play on Ultra. And that's a real general concern that I do have about the game, because everybody knows when you go to Rate that your FPS is going to drop off like a fat dog out of a hot air balloon. It just tanks. I usually have about 150, 160 FPS everywhere else in the game. The minute I go to Rate, it drops off to like 60 maybe. And I have a fairly good computer rig, so I'm kind of scared what I'm going to see here in Gutenberg. And I can't imagine what my FPS is going to do, especially when things get busy. Kind of worried about this upcoming game just because of graphical demand in large cities are going to be, and it's going to be a challenge for sure. But the graphics of this game are a lot better. If you compare this to Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and you put them side by side, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 looks simple compared to this. This is quite a big improvement, and I'm happy to see that. The main worry I have is, of course, on our PCs, consoles, and everything else. I feel like there might be a little struggle going on when we try to play this game. I'm excited to see this game. I'm a little worried that I might have to invest in some more cooling fans for my computer. One of the first few complaints that actually came out after people seen the gameplay preview was that they were complaining about the HUD. Basically the thing at the bottom middle that you see here. The health bar, the enemy's health bar, what weapon you have, what potions you're using, and all that stuff. People were pissed about it. They thought it looked a little bit too cartoonish or some other things. I mean, you could take a look here in this more static view. It looks fine. It's kind of a little bit bigger, but people started joking about it all around, how it looks a little bit off place and everything else. And of course, people kind of threw things out of proportion. So if you take a look at the two different bars side by side or close as you can, honestly, the Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 has a smoother bar. It looks a little bit more refined, and the icons look a little bit more polished. So overall, it does look a little bit better. The second one just doesn't have the same refined overall, but it's a different artistic style too. This could change too. I mean, they still got plenty of time. So I'm not too worried about it. If that's the final, it's not too bad, because honestly, you could see that they actually expanded the bar itself for potions, weapons, and a lot of other icons that kind of fulfilled that. But I would like to see a little bit more polished if possible, but it still looks good. This is nothing to throw a hissy fit over. Though I do admit, I think the Henry icon looks a little ridiculous right now, but it's just probably because of change. Who knows? But honestly, the map always looks good. It's always fun to see that kind of artistic style. Now, looting stuff off bodies looks a little bit weird. I think the menu just looks a little bit simple in this case, like trying to grab items off of there. It looks kind of weird to me, but not a deal breaker. Now, really, the buying inventory or the inventory system where you can actually see Henry and all this, it looks incredible. I really do love this system, and I think the change is really welcomed. It really brings out the artistic style and enhances the game. So, great job on this. It's a little bit more yellow than I like, but yeah, it's still great. And something else to do with the inventory, like here you can see that they actually look like they added in a quick option where you can switch clothes from going from one set to another. And honestly, look at that. Is that a freaking traffic cone right there? That's a traffic cone. Oh my god. I guessing that's not supposed to be in the game. Going through the gameplay footage, especially through the combat sections, you can kind of see like the gameplay combat is kind of slow and dull, if anything. Like, I feel like it's mostly the sound effects and the combat music not playing that kind of really changed this whole scenario. Because when he hits people in the head or anywhere else with a sword, and you don't feel that guttural sense. Like, he's stabbing him through the neck, don't get that, not that, violent feel. It feels very just, eh. And I feel like that's probably where they can probably improve the most on. Now, in this section of combat, which is really interesting, especially with the shield, this is kind of a new mechanic they kind of put into the game where you can actually disarm somebody's shield, which I thought was really cool. But at the same time, when you hit the shield, you can hear that thud, like it felt like it was connecting with the actual shield. And I think that's what they actually need to do when the sword actually hits somebody's body part and you get that slice, you do damage to them. Like, there has to be a connection to it. Like, that sound, I think, will actually improve combat quite a bit. That slicing, that smashing, that whatever it is. Because right now, it's just too dull. It just doesn't feel like Henry's doing anything. It just feels like you're just tapping somebody. No, you're hitting somebody with a sword. Something's happening. The other thing that's kind of exciting through here is that you can actually, looks like you can do battle cries within the game. So
I feel quite hungry!
I'm excited about that. But the main part overall is that give me an indicator. That's what I'm asking for. Let me hear that Henry's beating the crap out of someone. Like, he's actually hurting someone, not just, peppering them with little sticks. But I think that would be a big improvement and probably increase combat enjoyability quite a bit. And I think they'll probably do that later on. I do want to say that I do enjoy being sneaky in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Honestly, the takedowns, the knockouts, being able to steal everybody's clothes, throwing their bodies around everywhere else, it is incredible, and I don't know why other video games don't do it. It is actually probably one of the most fun. But here in this clip, you can actually see them where they increase the sneaking ability, where it's that now you're able to throw rocks. It looks like you're able to whistle, distract enemies around, and make them come to somewhere. Because usually, what I had to do before is actually just shoot arrows in locations to get them to move somewhere. But now you can actually toss rocks or toss something to get their attention. It's so much better. And here he's like whistling and the guy's coming on over, which is quite unique. I honestly love it. So, but honestly, I don't think sneaking is going to change that much. Probably the NPCs are going to have the same magical ability to see through some walls, to actually see Henry when you don't think he's going to be seen, and it could be some problematic. But honestly, I'm glad to see it back. I'm glad to see that there's some improvements here and there. And honestly, I didn't get to play it, so I don't know what improvements have been made on there, and maybe the NPCs aren't as perceptive as ever, so it could be good, could be bad, but I have a pretty good feeling they kind of kept the system that was pretty enjoyable already and kind of just, kept it around. In Kingdom Come Deliverance, the original voice lines were great. The voice acting was pretty darn good in most parts. When you go down the dialogue tree, you can get different outcomes, achieve different things by just going through the tree. And I regularly go up and down the tree of dialogue in the original game and see a lot of different options and hear a lot of different voice lines that come out. Now, with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, apparently Tom McKay has been reported about doing 508 hours recording time.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how much that translates into actually voice lines for the game, but if it's 508 hours, dear God, there's going to be a lot of voice lines in Kingdom Come that you're going to find out that maybe when you play the first time, you won't hear it. Like the second time, you probably won't hear it the third time. So you have to kind of go through and try out different things. I'm really excited to see that. It looks like the dialogue tree is kind of the same this game. You have different options to pay people, intimidate them, give them a speech check, or tell them that they look good or something like that. So there's nothing too crazy in that aspect. The one thing I do want to point out is that they actually introduced something that is a little bit different. It's found in Red Dead Redemption 2, which basically can go and talk to people. And while you're walking through town, if you whistle or you just walk up, like you could jeer at them, you can actually greet them or something like that. Kind of like a reputational thing. It's interesting.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it? God be with you.
So I'm expecting that this will lead to a lot of different outcomes. I'm kind of excited to see that. But this kind of reminds me of the Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of model, where you can kind of get people to talk to you all the way through and kind of get different outcomes based on greeting them or antagonizing them or anything else. A lot of the times it's funny situations, so I love it.
Hey there.
So if we get kind of situations like this,
I'm a peace-loving man.
yeah, then I'm going to have a good time. So, but we'll see how far it kind of leads. It's a nice little option to add into the game. I don't see it being game-changing at any time, but it'll be fun to do.
I'm a peace-loving man. Where you going?
I was going to go into a lot more depth into this, but honestly, this is pretty simple. So right now, there's the pre-order for Kingdom Come Deliverance. You got the standard edition, the gold edition, and the collector's edition, of course. The standard edition, you can, if you order right now, you actually get, the Lion's Crest, which basically is a bonus quest line that you can get some amazing armor. It's probably going to be pretty closely related to Kingdom Come Deliverance, where you have the treasures of the past, where you can actually get really good Warhorse armor. It's cool, but I don't think it's going to be changing the game or anything else like that. There's the gold edition, which is pretty much will give you the expansion passes. Off of there is supposed to be 3 different expansion passes. And from there, you also get the Huntsman, the Gallant Huntsman kit, and you also get the Shields the Season Pass, which doesn't show on their main site, which shows up on Steam, so I don't know if it's only limited to Steam or whatever. But basically, the Gallant Huntsman is just another fancy set that you could dress up. And the Shield Season Pass allows you to change the symbol on your shields, so you can make Henry look a little bit fancier. But the 3 expansion packs are probably where you want to set up at. So, because 3 expansion packs, if they sell them for $20 a piece, comes out to be a $60. It's not too bad of a bonus, as long as it's a valuable expansion pass. Because the base game itself is about $60 selling. The gold edition's selling for about $80 right now. So the expansion packs are worth out. Now the collector's edition is quite a bit different. So you got a lot of different items on here. Yeah, it's 200 American dollars that you have here, and you get a lot of different items with it. So it's not too bad. You get a statue of Pebbles, you get trading cards, you get Letter of Hope, you get some really sweet looking pins, and you get a nice looking map. And of course the game itself too. I really do wish instead of the trading cards and the Letter of Hope, they would have done something like Farkle dice or something like that. I think that would have been a really nice touch, since Farkle is a really big part of the game. But overall, the collector's edition set looks really nice. The one problem I see right now, it'll probably be rectified later on hopefully, is that at least at this current time of recording, there doesn't seem to be a PC edition for the collector's edition that you can order out there. There's the PlayStation Xbox, I believe, but I don't see anything for the PC version. I think that's good enough for now, because honestly, I think I kind of talked over the main points of the game. There's a lot more I kind of cut out here, but I kind of just want to give you a brief overview of what I think and what I've seen in this game, and kind of what I hope to see within the next 6 months of improvement. But anyways, the one thing also I kind of didn't really mention, hey, look, wagons, they're moving in the game. I have lots of plans for this. The one thing, wagons, horses, and everything else controlled by NPCs, the most dangerous thing you ever see in the game. So I can't wait to see it in the next game. But anyways, I think that's good enough for now. I hope to see you guys all around next time. And maybe if you're interested, I'll just keep talking about this game. Maybe we'll just do like a straight stream or something like that. So if people are interested, they can listen to me blabber on. But if not, whatever works out. Anyways, I hope to see you all around. Have a good one, and goodbye.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ.
Mother of God.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Sweet Jesus.